In this video, I will show exactly how to get lean as soon as possible if I was super busy with my proven step-by-step system. And the best thing is, it can be done without starving, eating food you hate, or doing hours of cardio. But why should you even listen to me? Well, I got lean while having a full-time job, studying at university, working on my first business, and maintaining my social life. I'm a certified health expert. Over the last 11 years, I have helped hundreds of busy people get lean. And if you really want to get lean as soon as possible, just watch this video until the end, because I will show you things that you have never seen before online. The first step is extremely simple and it will save you hours every single week. On top of that, it will make you more productive and less tired in the morning. I'm talking about skipping breakfast. But I know what you're thinking. Wasn't breakfast the most important meal of the day? Well, yes, but many years ago, when people were working at the farm 12 hours under the boiling heat. Nowadays, all breakfast is doing is making you spend time thinking what to eat, cooking it, eating it, and then washing your dishes. And after all that, you get sleepy and your brain gets foggy because now your body sends resources not for brain function but to digest the food that you just ate. But this is not everything. The best thing about skipping breakfast is that it makes it much easier to get lean. How exactly? Well, if you want to lose body fat, we need to eat a specific amount of calories. It's different for everyone, but for example, let's say it's 2100. If you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this is on average 700 calories per meal, which is, let's say, 3 medium-sized meals. And most people would feel like they want to eat more because they will feel this type of eating quite restrictive, which in a few days will dramatically increase the chance of you binging on more and more food, especially on the unhealthy ones. And this is the trap that unfortunately probably 99% of people fall into. And this is why they never see results. However, if you skip breakfast, now you have only 2 meals instead of 3. And now you have 1050 calories on average per meal, which means now you have a big lunch and a big dinner. You are going to be much less likely to binge eat and ruin your fat loss journey. I personally love eating big lunch and dinner because that way I trick my brain into thinking that I'm having a lot of food and that I don't want more. But wait, what if you're hungry before your first meal? The best thing you can do is to drink a lot of water because this will fill up your stomach, which will send signals to your brain that you're actually not hungry. And let me tell you a little secret. Most of the times you feel hungry, you're actually dehydrated. So drink more water. On top of that, you can drink tea or coffee. Instead of wasting your precious calories for sugar or cream, you can just use natural zero-calorie sweeteners like stevia, for example, which taste as sweet as sugar but will make fat loss much easier. And on top of that, you can have diet soda, which is scientifically proven to be harmless as long as you don't drink over 22 cans per day. By the way, I have created a free 30-day fat loss challenge that will help you get lean as soon as possible, no matter how busy you are. Just comment down below challenge and I will send it to you. Step number 2. A few years ago, a group of scientists wanted to see the effect of sleep on weight loss. They gathered two groups of people. The first group got to sleep 8.5 hours per night for the whole experiment. The second group got to sleep only 5 to 6 hours per night. Both groups were at the same calorie deficit, so in theory they had to lose the same amount of body weight. After the research was over, the results were shocking. It turned out that both groups lost the same amount of body weight, but the group that slept well lost the majority of the weight from fat and saved the majority of their muscle mass. But the bad sleep group lost the majority of the weight from muscle mass and kept the majority of their fat mass. Which means that the second group were as fat as before all of the dieting. Now they were smaller and softer. This proves once again that sleep is the most important factor when it comes to fat loss, because without it you will just lose muscle mass. You have no energy to train and you will be much more likely to binge on unhealthy food because your hunger hormone ghrelin will be increased. But how do you actually sleep well? Because let me tell you, it's not just how much you sleep. Well, here's how. You just need to check a few benchmarks. First, make sure you sleep between 7.5 and 9 hours per night, at least 90% of the time. And the other 10%, make sure you sacrifice your sleep for reasons that are well worth it. Make sure you sleep in a cold room where it's cold enough so you cannot sleep without a blanket. Ideally, you want the room to be dark and as quiet as possible. Stop eating food at least 2 hours before bed because this will trigger insulin, which actually blocks growth hormone and dramatically decreases your sleep quality. And if you wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, just stop drinking anything at least 3 hours before bed and put a pinch of salt in your last glass of the day. Step number 3 is going to be the difference between you achieving your dream lean physique and you failing miserably. I'm talking about nutrition. But instead of telling you the regular fitness advice you have heard 1 million times, like you need a calorie deficit or eat enough protein, I'm gonna give you simple and practical advice so you reach your goal much faster and easier. Take a pen and paper and let's begin. Lunch, as known as your first meal of the day. Eat your lunch in your lunch break or whenever you want to. It consists of 200 grams of lean meat, a salad with 1 teaspoon of olive oil and a pinch of salt. Also, you want to have 200 grams of rice or potatoes. This lunch will give you a lot of protein so you don't lose muscle mass. It will also give you healthy fats for hormonal health, and on top of that, it will give you energy for your workouts from the carbs afternoon snack. Bring 2 of your favorite fruits with you at work and a protein bar or a pudding. This will increase your daily protein intake and will also increase your energy during exercise from the extra carbs. Next on the list is dinner. It will consist of 200 grams of lean meat of choice once again, or fish if you want to, a salad with 1 teaspoon of olive oil and a pinch of salt, and again 200 grams of potatoes or rice, or 2 to 3 slices of bread. This meal will improve muscle growth and muscle recovery after your training session. Dessert. You can have a protein shake, protein pudding, or my personal favorite, 250 grams of 0% Greek yogurt with 30 to 40 grams of dark chocolate. This will make sure you hit your daily protein intake, and you also add more healthy fats to ensure testosterone production and hormonal health. But what to do if you're going out? You cannot only eat at home, right? Well, you have 2 simple options. The first one is if you're really dying to have a cheat meal. The best thing you can do then is to not eat any carbs with your other meals of the day, with the exception of the fruits. But what if you're not dying for a cheat meal because you don't want to dramatically slow down your progress? Well, then you can just order a steak or chicken strips with a salad you like. These options are extremely delicious but are much lower in calories. But wait, what if you're still feeling hungry throughout the day between your meals? Well, first you need to realize that hunger is completely normal for us humans and it's part of our everyday life. It's completely fine to feel hungry from time to time as long as it's not too painful. And on top of that, being hungry will also make you enjoy your next meal 10 times more. However, if you're feeling too hungry between your meals, there are a few simple things you can do to fix that. Drink even more water. Drink 1 glass before your meals and drink 1 glass after your meals. Increase your meat for lunch and dinner with another 100 grams. Have more vegetables with your salads. And last but not least, drink 1 or 2 more cans diet soda. Step number 4 is the difference between you looking lean and muscular like a fitness model and you looking small, soft and skinny fat despite all of the dieting. I'm talking about training, and let me make this clear. You don't need to do cardio at all unless you really want to. The majority of my successful clients don't do cardio. But what type of training should you be doing then? I'm talking about resistance training. But why? Because it tells our body that we actually use our muscle mass and we need it, so it starts losing fat instead of tapping into our muscle mass. And the best thing is it's possible to both lose fat and build muscle at the same time, but if it's done correctly. But wait, I know what you're thinking. You're too busy or you're too tired to work out. I completely understand you. This is why I have come up with a new way of training to help you build muscle in just 60 minutes per week. Here's what it consists of. Just 2 workouts a week of full body training, for example, Tuesday and Saturday. This is the best way in my opinion to grow muscle in the least amount of time as possible. To save even more time, do antagonist supersets, for example, biceps and triceps or chest and back. And if you want to make your workouts even shorter, rest for just 30 seconds between sets, which research suggests that it's completely fine. It will not hurt your muscle growth. But remember, it will be hard and you are likely go out of breath. It is scientifically proven to improve your health even further and help you live much longer, like a whole decade or two, which is crazy. I know working out can be hard and it will take time and effort, but I have really tried to make it as little and as time efficient as possible. And remember, this can be the difference between you looking skinny fat and you looking lean and muscular. And by the way, I have created a completely free training program that will help you build muscle with instructions, sets and reps and all of that in just 60 minutes per week. You can get it completely for free if you comment down below training program. Step number 5 is the reason why so many people actually start losing body fat, but then they hit a plateau and they never seem to progress, no matter how healthy they eat or how hard they train. You see, when we enter calorie deficit, where we eat less than we actually burn, our body starts using our fat or energy fuel. Fortunately, our body is really smart and it tries to combat that by slowing down our metabolism. It doesn't happen all at once, but slowly and surely. But what do we do then? Are we screwed? Well, yes. No, I'm just kidding. There's one really simple solution to this, and it's called a diet break. Research suggests that we take it every 12 weeks of dieting. Diet break basically means that you eat a little bit more to speed up your metabolism again, and then we get back to our usual lower calories for another 12 weeks where we keep losing body fat. And how much more should you eat? In my experience, after working with hundreds of busy people, if you're a man, just increase your daily calories with 1000 for 7 days, and if you're a woman, increase them with 600 for 7 days. Okay, now I have to be honest with you. What I told in this video is guaranteed to help you get lean no matter how busy you are. However, if you want it to happen much faster and easier, you really want to be doing the number one exercise for getting lean if you're super busy. And let me tell you, it's not what you think. If you want to learn what this exercise actually is and how to do it correct so you get lean much faster, watch this video now.